Welcome, deep divers. Welcome back. Today we've got a really fascinating journey lined up. It's going to challenge, I think, quite a lot of what you might think about power. In the wild, we're heading straight to the heart of Africa. And this story, well, it isn't about the usual big cats, the lions, the leopards. No, it's about a far more unexpected kind of warrior. We're pulling our insights today from this really gripping source called The Honey Badger's Revenge. And honestly, it's less a story and more a saga, just pure defiance. Okay, so let's try and unpack this a little. Picture this. A tiny, absolutely savage warrior, and its whole world just gets turned completely upside down. Because a leopard, right, the one we often think of as the king of the jungle, brutally kills its only ally.
Yeah, and what's really fascinating here, and what the source digs into, is how this creature responds.
Yep.
I mean, it seems totally outmatched,
Right.
right? This isn't a fair fight, not in any traditional sense. It's basically a war, and it's launched with, well, incredible cunning, extreme measures. We're talking traps,
Yeah.
poisons, just pure brutality. And it really makes you ask, or rather, the source asks, how far does an animal go when it has absolutely nothing left to lose?
Right, and that's where it gets really interesting. You've got this one fearless animal, the honey badger, seemingly poised to bring down the jungle's actual king. So this deep dive is all about exploring the rise of what this source calls, pretty boldly, the most underrated killer in the wild. But, I mean, how does an animal that small even begin to challenge an apex predator like a leopard?
Well, that's what the honey badger's revenge details so meticulously. It gets into the badger's incredible physiology first, and then its campaign, which is really systematic.
Yeah.
So first off, you've got its skin. It's thick, it's really loose, and its claws are powerful, like almost disproportionately large. That loose skin is critical. You see, a leopard's usual attack, that swift, crushing bite to the neck, it often just doesn't work effectively. The skin moves. The leopard can't get a fatal grip easily.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Ah.
And the claws. They're not just for digging burrows, not at all.
No.
The source describes how this particular badger weaponized them, like creating these unexpected pitfalls, little traps.
Traps.
Yeah, around the leopard's known routes to destabilize it, make it lose footing, and even chillingly targeting its water sources.
So this wasn't just like a blind rage thing. It was strategic. You mentioned calculated warfare earlier. How does that even work for an animal?
Exactly. Strategic is the word. The book isn't saying it's got, military maps or anything human like that.
Yeah.
But it describes this chillingly precise sequence of, well, learned behaviors used methodically.
Yeah.
So when the source says calculated warfare, it's about this badger's systematic approach. It points to three main things: environmental manipulation, leveraging its own biology, and just sustained, relentless psychological pressure.
Okay. Environmental manipulation. Can you give an example of that? What does that look like?
Sure. So beyond digging those pitfalls I mentioned, this honey badger, which are known for being quite intelligent, it started to exploit the leopard's reliance on its specific territorial markers, scent markings and things.
Oh.
It would disrupt the scent trails. It would subtly change the landscape around places the leopard liked to ambush from. And get this, it would even try to lead the leopard into areas where other bigger predators might be hanging out.
No way.
Yeah. Essentially turning the jungle's own dangers into weapons against the leopard, forcing it into bed.
Expected places.
It absolutely makes you wonder, doesn't it? It raises this really interesting question to consider. What unexpected strengths, what hidden capacities might be lurking, maybe in the overlooked parts of any ecosystem, or maybe even, within ourselves, just waiting for that right moment, that moment of adversity to finally be unleashed.